Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
I'm Anna Manuel. Thank you for joining us. A young woman drowned after her canoe capsized in the Chemung River. There were heavy showers at the time, and river conditions are speculated to have played a role in this tragedy. Our Maggie Hall shares the details.
The identification of the young woman who passed has not been made public by authorities at this time. Here's what we know. The 22-year-old was traveling with a group of other young adults down the Chemung River in canoes and kayaks. The young woman who passed was traveling in a canoe with another woman when it capsized. When the boat capsized, witnesses say it was because of a downed tree in the river. When the boat did capsize, one woman was able to get out and swim to shore. The other, unfortunately, was trapped underneath the canoe. Both women were wearing life jackets at this time. Emergency services were called out to an area on the river near the Elmira Drive-In around 5 p.m. on Saturday. It has been reported by state police that due to the river conditions and location of the canoe, that troopers were unable to immediately recover the victim. Water rescue teams from the Wellsburg and Southport fire departments were the ones to recover the canoe. It was then that they determined that the victim trapped underneath had passed away. Kayaking and boating experts advise the following when taking to the water. Always wear a life jacket. Research and be aware of local water and weather conditions. Avoid being out in extreme weather conditions. Don't drink and paddle. Dress for immersion, and don't go solo. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Big Flats.
An Elmira man arrested and charged with attempted murder after a stabbing attack. 27-year-old Avante T. Wilson is accused of stabbing a bar employee several times in his head and neck. Elmira police responded to reports of a stabbing at Kahuna's Bar at 1 a.m. April 23rd. Police say after the stabbing, Wilson fled the scene before officers found him and arrested him a few blocks away. Wilson is charged with attempted murder in the second degree and is behind bars at the Chemung County Jail. Police report that 2 women were killed after their vehicle collided with a tractor trailer on I-86. The crash happened around 6:45 Sunday night on the I-86 westbound. NYSP says that a 72-year-old man from Brooklyn was driving when he crossed several lanes of traffic. The car then crashed into the parked tractor trailer that was on the side of the road. Both women who were killed were passengers in the 72-year-old's car. The driver and another passenger were taken to Robert Packer. The cause of the crash is not known at this time. Steuben County legislators vote tonight on whether to approve a major change in the county's landscape. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg reports on the multi-million-dollar plan.
Waste trucks continue to roll through the Steuben County landfill site as a major proposal sits on the agenda for tonight's county board meeting. The landfill is waiting for county approval on $2 million worth of funding that would allow for service to continue at the Turnpike Road facility. If the proposal is approved, an additional 10 acres of land would be added to the landfill's property. The land would be used to construct support facilities such as stormwater drainage, leachate conveyance, and landfill gas collection. These new facilities will do much more than just break down our garbage. According to the Department of Public Works, the Steuben County landfill picks up over 100,000 tons of garbage every year. Most of this garbage gets a second life at the facility. Methane gas is released by the decaying waste that is brought to electrical power plants where it runs through engines that power our homes. This gas collection system also helps to reduce the smell from the landfill. The expansion of the county landfill would add around 10 years of state-permitted life to the dump site. More information on the project will become available if the proposal passes. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Steuben County.
A third candidate has entered the Elmira mayoral race after announcing her candidacy Sunday night. Grace Morell, also known as Grace Galactica, will be running as a libertarian, pushing for more freedoms and liberties for residents and businesses. Morell will be up against incumbent Republican candidate Mayor Dan Mandel and Democrat candidate Jim Hassel. After 12.5 years, the current owners of Beef's Tavern in Horseheads will be moving on from the bar as of this Saturday, April 29th. The bar will be taken back by the building's owners, Mike and Jen Driscoll, as of May 1st. According to Beef's Facebook page, the plan is for the bar to reopen under new ownership at a later date. A fire at a warehouse in Philadelphia sends black smoke into the air. The fire was burning in the northeast part of the city, close to the Pennsylvania-New Jersey border. The Philadelphia Health Department was urging people to avoid the area and for those already in the area to stay inside. The health department says it hasn't identified any specific hazardous substances in the smoke, but was asking people to be cautious. The fighting is intensifying between rival military factions in Sudan's capital. U.S. officials are working to help American citizens in the city. Jennifer Griffin reports.
Hundreds of American citizens remain in Sudan's capital one day after Special Operations Forces evacuated the U.S. Embassy there. An estimated 16,000, many of them dual nationals, live in the country. Many told the State Department that they want to stay. The U.S. military is setting up naval assets off the Sudanese coast to assist Americans and foreigners choosing to leave and to help with the brewing humanitarian crisis.
We have deployed U.S. intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance assets to support land evacuation routes, which Americans are using.
In the early hours of Sunday morning, 3 MH-47 Chinook helicopters airlifted the U.S. ambassador and dozens of embassy personnel. The U.S. military also helped several other countries coordinate their airlifts. But no major evacuation of American citizens is underway as the situation on the ground deteriorates.
Some of the convoys that have tried to move people out, including all the way to Port Sudan, have encountered problems, including robbery, looting, that kind of thing.
Fighting between the Sudanese army and a rival paramilitary force erupted more than a week ago. Despite calls to end the violence, neither side appears close to a peace settlement or victory. Some fear an even bigger crisis could follow.
Electricity is already a shortage, food and water is going to be a shortage, a humanitarian crisis is coming.
U.S. officials say they are now exploring ways to return a diplomatic consular presence to Sudan. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Still ahead, we have your complete forecast. Plus,
some scientists warn extreme weather caused by climate change could impact vital crops. I'm Marianne Rafferty with a look at the climate-resistant rice that could provide some solutions. Coming up.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Well, as we're rolling into the last few days of April, we're going to see more of a setup that we saw today. There were some filters of some sunshine, but also some of the dense cloud cover that was bringing in some chances for some light rain showers. Pretty minimal accumulation, but it did keep us under a gloomy feel from time to time, as well as cooler feel as well. Now, there is going to be a chill within the air as we roll into our Tuesday morning due to clearing and calming through the overnight. We are dropping down towards that freezing mark as we've been trending to stay away from that freezing mark for a while, as our average low has now increased to 37 degrees. We do know that much of the area does drop to and even below that freezing mark. So if you maybe have some of that greening vegetation, if you maybe have started to work on your garden or maybe have some of those potted plants, you want to bring those in, cover those up, protect those from those near freezing temperatures. And note that we do have more of these below average temperatures in our extended forecast. So keeping an eye on those morning temperatures will be key if you do have some of that greenery. Now, as we roll into the rest of the week, what we'll note is that what we saw today will copy and paste all the way through about Wednesday. Now, with the clearing, as we mentioned, into Tuesday morning, that will give us areas of sunshine for Tuesday. Tuesday looking to be a little bit drier before we'll get some more rain showers into Wednesday. Not a washout forecast. This is very, very light rainfall, just enough to maybe dampen some of those sidewalks and roadways, but nothing that's overall going to be heavy and widespread. We'll get a break from some of those scattered showers and work into some more sunshine, maybe even some slight warming into the early weekend, but then more chances will take us out of April into May, where we may be watching the chance for more moderate rain showers possible. So first, though, as we set up into our Tuesday morning, we are underneath some of those clear skies. You see a little bit of some isolated activity try to develop by the early afternoon, so we'll have some chances there, but best chances will come as we head into the overnight through Wednesday morning, and then we'll stay under the zone of bringing in these light rain showers as we roll throughout the day on Wednesday. So when we look at accumulation, it is very minimal. We're only seeing a few hundredths of an inch up to a few tenths of an inch possible. So again, not going to be a soaking pattern, enough to maybe bring a few raindrops to those windshields and sidewalks, but not going to drench any of those soils. Now, as we look at temperature wise, what will help us is seeing a little bit of sunshine for our Tuesday to at least get us into those 50s, but that chill is still remaining where we should be into those 60s this time of the year. We've definitely noted that spring and even winter has been very warm, and we're getting a little bit of this cooler spell as we roll into May. Now, Wednesday, with those gray skies in place, that's going to continue to keep those temperatures again into those lower 50s. And then as we roll into that Thursday forecast, we do start to brighten up those skies, and with more sunshine and a quieter pattern, that will allow for those 60s. But we don't see really much extent to get above average. So holding to average at least through Friday. And then as we head into the weekend forecast, we again turn gloomy and bring those rain chances into May as temperatures could continue to fall.